motherfuckers.
Well, I was just gonna say that, but Go is so fired up tonight. He said we got to go live right now. So I hit the button. We went live. We're about to do our spread picks. I was tracking already some bets, so it makes sense just to transition right over to the spread picks. We were not in agreement tonight, and I'm not even sure we came up with a full-on agreement yet, which might be good or bad for this podcast, just for discussion purposes. Have we come to a consensus yet, gentlemen?
I don't think we have.
I don't think we did. I know you said you were on the Panther side of that Carolina bet. We're struggling. We're really struggling.
I would have been fine with the Chiefs.
I'm
I
fine with
could maybe
either.
see the Panthers side of the Houston game. At this point, I would agree with whatever. If you guys all agreed on something, I'd just go with it.
That's the problem is that the two gentlemen to our middle here, if you look at it on the screen, do not agree. Donnie and Evan are at
You want to take the crazy one? I know if I can take the crazy one, I know one person's going to be with me.
Okay, go ahead.
Take the 8.5 points on New England.
I was thinking it. I was literally...
Donnie's with me. I know he's with me.
I was thinking about it. That's for sure.
I'm okay with
Rams,
I
that.
love
It's
the Dolphins, but I don't think this is they kept it within a touchdown last time. I think they do it again.
Screw it. I was going to make my point, but I think, Evan, I can tell you got your hand on your chin. He's got something really smart for us here. I can tell. Evan, what do you got?
I'm just pondering what Gov said, and it's a good argument against the Dolphins because they do tend to play down to their fellow AFC East opponents. But 8.5, I don't think I can do that with the Patriots. That's a lot. I could believe 3.5 or 3, but
Well, I mean, you're getting the points.
I will
saying
say,
take the points. So, like, if the Patriots, all they have to do is not lose by like 10.
by 10, correct.
If they only lose by 4, you win.
Now, I will say, hold on really
If they
quickly.
somehow win this game,
yeah.
excuse me, I think evil just spoke within me. But if they were to somehow win this game, like you'd be golden.
Look, I'll say this because I do think it's relevant. Tyreek Hill was very questionable up into this game. Maybe he pulls off some Herculean performance because we've seen him. Like, if anyone's going to go for 200 yards and just blow up the slate, it would be a guy like Tyreek Hill. And I do think if you take that guy away, even at a limited capacity, which it looks like he's going to try to play, it's very likely he's going to be playing at a limited capacity.
What's to stop Mostert from running all over this defense?
His ankle sprain that he's been dealing with.
Banged up as well. Waddle hasn't looked good since his injury. He's supposedly getting healthier, but he hasn't looked good since he came back a few weeks ago.
Jalen Ramsey's always been a risky guy, and now once again coming back off.
Yeah, so like there's plenty
crazy.
of holes to poke. It's not a crazy thing to like take the points on the Patriots and hope they keep it within a touchdown.
And here's a sneaky good one I like, and maybe I'm just crazy because I've always liked this guy, but Juju Smith-Schuster is coming back. Now maybe you can just say like, oh, that's just an ugly piece of candy.
How long will his knees go before they?
Juju.
He is
That's a good one, Logan.
I will say this: with the way our show goes, we might as well just take one of the literal pick'em games and just coin flip it.
I agree.
Like, who do you like better between the Vikings and Green Bay?
Oh, God. Do I have to... Can I pass?
Okay, how about Jacksonville and the Steelers? That's almost a pick'em.
Honestly, with these pick'ems, I'd...
Hold on. Timeout on that Jacksonville with the Steelers thing. I just want to point this out before we build lineups. I don't know what we're thinking. Trevor Lawrence has been the worst quarterback against blitz, and it's not even close.
Oh, yeah, I kind of like the Steelers.
Honestly, between all the pick'ems, I think I'd rather go with Gov's suggestion of the Patriots at that point. I'd rather just go fucking hard with that.
Yes, I got 3. We're going New England, people.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Hey,
Show
I don't
pick
think
of
Juju
the
is
week,
that good,
New
but
England,
seriously, I do think
plus
he
8.5.
adds something to that team. He's not a
Fade
success.
at your own risk. And by that, I mean heavy Dolphins money.
Well, Gov,
If you
I'm
go by
glad
our record, like, it's just what they should do. But I like this one.
Well, Gov, I'm glad you suggested it first because you are leading the pack in terms of our spread picks. So maybe you have a
Hold time
I was
now.
about to say, Donnie's caught up. I've had a few
I'm
bad weeks.
tied.
yeah, but
And
the tie goes to the guy who had to lead in the first place.
the
He's still
tie
ahead of
goes
you.
to the one who's hot.
No, it definitely doesn't go to the one who's hot. But like, we don't really have a tiebreaker. We'll have to figure that out. I wish I had that push. That would help.
Talk about push. Let's push the show on. Donnie, did you want to go with your number selection? So
Yeah,
we
let's
can
see.
get
Let's see
Evan-
how our rotation goes tonight.
Yep. Let's start with the top from Logan and work our way down to
What's the range?
1 to 100.
All right.
Logan,
Give me 6.
Go.
86.
Evan.
You already know.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
I'll go 25.
Okay, what was it? And let's
21.
not tell people, Evan. Let's keep that a secret. If you haven't watched enough of these shows and you're not paying close enough attention, I'm going to dare you to go back and watch some of the old broadcasts. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yep, it's 21. So it'd be me, Logan, Evan, then
And then I'll be
go.
last. Okay.
Yep.
All right. What's your pick then? Let's get them going. Who you like? Who's your fancy?
So you're first, right, Donnie?
yeah, I'm first. I wasn't prepared.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little underprepared.
I have been underprepared all week because of NBA.
Good thing I haven't decided that this is a professional show yet.
Well, if it was a professional show, I think I would prepare a little bit more.
If
I
this
mean,
was a
that's
professional
kind of the
show,
goal,
I'd be fired.
I mean, I do want to keep that barbershop kind of fun vibe going, but at some point, you do kind of want to step up the production at some level, don't you?
Eric Gordon, let's go! 9 of 12.
I'm gonna.
Sorry.
I played him. I played him the open, so that kind of. I'm gonna go ahead and go with my Texans minus 3.5 that I suggested.
I like that pick. That offense is hard to stop.
It's very hard to stop. I don't think the Panthers have much going for them.
I
I'll
will
just
say,
leave it
like,
right
if
away.
you were in our... I'll let the tidbit go. All right, I'll let this go. So, they did, over the bye week, switch play calling duties to Thomas Brown, who is more of a Sean McVay-style coach than Frank Reich is. And Josh McCown went to Bryce Young, and they specifically have tooled the offense a little more for his skills and what he likes to do. So I would not be surprised if Carolina comes out a little sharper off this bye week than they've looked all year. They've looked like god awful all year, so that's not saying much. But I would expect Carolina to play better.
Yeah, but 3.5, like that's still a tight game even if they lose. I'm just basically saying the Texans.
I'm not against the bet. Like, the Texans still probably win, and they might still win by a touchdown. But, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this was more like 27-20, 27-21 kind of game.
Well, I mean, it is Vegas. They know what they're doing. That's what they're expecting as well.
Even 30-24, but, like, that would still cover a 3.5 spread.
I'm not against it either, Gov, and like, the thing about it is sometimes you can get coach speak, right? But when everyone in the organization is talking that they want to try to do different things, they're not even saying that different things are going to work, but then they actually applied it by having a new play caller. So it's not even coach speak to say, hey, we might do this for Bryce Young to look better, or we might do this so Bryce Young is more comfortable. No, they're doing a specific thing that is going to change the offense. Who knows if it works or if it doesn't, if it marginally makes them better, or he just like shoots to the moon and looks like the first overall pick and totally outperforms CJ Stroud. Who knows? So at least we have evidence that they have done something to improve the offense. So I do understand the take.
Do we really think Carolina's at least going to score much on the Texans? Because they do have a good defense.
I think they've looked better every week so far this season, and with the addition that they are trying to do different things, I do think that scoring is possible for Carolina. But I also don't hate the bet either. Like I'm kind of like with more Gov here. I understand the side. I just want to kind of make that devil's advocate side of saying like this could be a fun DFS game to attack, essentially.
Oh, it might be. I mean, cheap young rookie quarterbacks, and then there's also a good amount of cheap weapons.
And the last thing I'll say, and give it to you guys, or we can move on to the next pick, whatever we want to do. If I was going to make any bet on this game, it wouldn't actually be on the side. It would just be the over. I think both teams could put up some points in this game. To Evan's question.
Sure. All right, next pick. You, Logan, right?
I think so, and I was debating a couple, but I'm going to take the obvious one just in case any of you like it. One of the best bets on the board. I have really been embarrassed with my picks recently. Like, at first I'm like, I'm just going to go with my heart. I'm just going to kind of freewheel it. That tends to be how I like to play, just get a seal. I'm going to actually really start to dive into these picks because I'm a bit embarrassed with my record. I'll be totally transparent. I mean, kind of joke around and make fun of it. And yes, it's supposed to be so much fun. But we are putting something on the line. Remember, whoever wins this does get the captain pick for the Super Bowl. So there is some odds to it. I do want to take it serious. I am going to pay attention to my picks a bit more going forward. I'm going to take one of the best ones on the board, I believe. Give me Cincinnati Bengals over the 49ers. Look, the 49ers are still a good team. I think we overestimated how bad they can look at times. And I think, even I'm not a huge Bengals guy, but Joe Burrow has looked better. The offense has impressed me. And even some of the stuff that hasn't worked for them, I think can improve. Joe Mixon, for example, I think can play better. And you're going to give me 5.5 with a Super Bowl contending team, because I do think the Bengals could still be a contender. They've been to the Super Bowl. They have that pedigree. 5.5 is too much against the 49ers, in my opinion.
I have to agree with you there, Logan. And it's worth noting that the Cincinnati Bengals are on a 2-game win streak, and they have the worst offense to be on that 2-game win streak. They're on the up and up.
And let's not pretend just because they're professionals that like that momentum and like winning streaks don't matter. Jim Caldwell used to speak about it a lot. He used to say like, you got to look at teams in a 4-game block. You know, like momentum really matters. How players are feeling, locker rooms, like all that matters. The 49ers vibe is definitely down. Maybe they play, with piss and vinegar and they really come out ready to fire. But I don't think the Bengals are the team to play with. And I don't think they're the get-right team in this scenario. So give me the plus 5.5. I think that's a mistake.
If the Niners play with their food this week, they are looking bad. Because the Bengals will kill them if they're not 100% locked in.
Correct. And even if they play to their level, I think the Bengals can still hang, and that's why I like it.
They can. But I can't take a team, I say it every time, can't take a team who's on a streak like that, knowing they're so good, and not just give them the benefit of the doubt. They're
playing like the Chargers right now, and no one wants to admit it. Like, we all know the talent's there, but they're playing with their food, like you said.
I am 100% convinced last week Purdy got concussed. It might have legitimately went unnoticed because they said the symptoms started to show up on the plane.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
Look,
I was honestly surprised that with him not getting diagnosed day of and at the game, that he was even able to pass concussion protocol in the week.
I think it's irresponsible what he did.
I 100% agree. It's very irresponsible. But
yeah.
And I want that out there because I said the same thing about Tua last year. And then what happened? Tua goes out there too early, got hurt again. And I'm like, I don't want to seem like hyperbolic, So I want this known on the podcast now that I got a platform. Like, hopefully Purdy goes out there and plays to his potential. And like, if he does, I think he could be good. I just don't think that he's that guy right now. And I think
Hey.
it's impossible that he's playing.
Purdy has some of the best footwork in the league, but he's all. Let's be honest, he's already, behind as a talent physically.
But
If you're making him play when he's not, concussion, he could be half of what he normally is. If his footwork's off, he's gonna look like he did at the end of last week.
I can almost guarantee we're going to come back to this game when we do our build, so we can keep this train moving just for time's sake.
Sure.
Evan,
You gotta be your pick, buddy.
Oh no, then it's my pick right now. So I am going to take the Rams at +7 over the Cowboys, and I have many reasons why. Because first of all, Sean McVay, purely a better coach than Mike McCarthy. I think everybody who pays attention to football knows that. And the Rams are good on the road, and I like their high-powered offense. The Cowboys, while they do have a good defense, the Rams' offensive line is not that good. But I love the weapon combination of Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. Darrell Henderson is not an efficient back, but at least he's gonna give the Cowboys a little bit of trouble with a few goal line carries if they end up at first and or whatever end goal. I just don't like this Cowboys team as much as what their stats on paper says they are, and I think this is going to come down to McVay out-coaching Mike McCarthy.
probably.
I don't doubt that, honestly.
Yeah, I would agree with everything you pretty much said in terms of the offensive, genius of McVay. I just wonder. Stick with me here. If it's a bit of he's a better coach. I don't know if he's not that he's lost his fastball. I just don't know if he cares to throw with so much velocity as he once did. Like McVay kind of looks checked out to me. I'll be honest, and he really does. I don't know if he's like pulling that Sean Payton kind of like I know I got the broadcast in my back pocket. People like me. I got a name. It just doesn't seem like he's hammering the X's and O's and like trying to figure out things as much. I think the fastball might have lost some velocity. I like the Rams, but for as much talent as they have, they've disappointed me.
Yeah, the Rams are definitely a disappointment, and they've only got one win at home, which is really fucking weird.
Like, for example, I think they should have killed Joe Burrow in that game. I think the scheme of that game should have been totally different when Joe Burrow was so limited, and it was like he didn't release the hound. Now, he knows more football than I will ever probably know in my pinky toe. So, like, I'm not trying – but from the eye test, it almost looks like he's just not applying all what he can apply. Maybe he's saving it for the playoffs because he knows the NFC is weaker. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like he's fully engaged yet. It's a bit strange to me.
All right. Gov's pick.
Oh, finally. Okay, let's make this quick. Jets in their essential home game, -3.
Bam.
The Giants.
I really like this one as well.
Click. Lock.
I don't know if there's much to talk about. The Giants suck.
Exactly. Like, I'm not saying the Jets are very good, but the Giants suck.
Yeah, they're very bad.
The only positive I can
This
say
is essentially a Jets home game, even though they're on the road, since they both play in this stadium.
I
What's
wonder
kinda-
how that crowd split is going to be this year.
Well, the Giant season ticket holders get all the seats.
correct.
So it will be a lot of blue in that stadium, but there will also be a lot of green.
Yeah, unless they scalp the ticket. Yeah.
What's crazy is that the Giants' defense is not even close to being the worst in the league. But still, the Jets are at least going to advance the ball and at least get field goals, even if Zach Wilson is still poopy.
Oh, there's a piece of chalk in this game that's my.
Well, not Gov. Sorry, Evan. To that point, there are statistics that want you to believe that the Giants are good, especially their run defense, and then there's stats to suggest their defense is very bad. So it's kind of split the DFS community, the sharp community, whether you believe it or not. I don't think it matters because I don't think they have a quarterback because even the quarterback that's playing better, Tyrod Taylor, Dable doesn't have the guts to stick with him because of all the money they gave to Daniel Jones. The one positive I will say for the Giants is Daniel Jones seems to like Wendell Robinson more. So maybe if you wanted to use that play, but other than that, I don't see any positive from the Giants.
I mean, they're just going to put the offense on Barkley like they usually do, and then Waller's going to get some good catches. And even then, the linebackers for the Jets are really good, so I don't know if they're going to be able to contain Waller.
I wish they would use Daniel Bellinger more.
Yeah, I like him a lot too, but he's still kind of raw.
At least
but last year he was a starter and was effective. Now he's just Waller's taking it.
I mean, he was kind of effective. He wasn't really averaging more than like 3 or 4 targets a game.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of what on that team. It started by overpaying Kenny Galladay. That was their first big mistake, and then they doubled down with the Jones. I think we spent enough time on this game.
I was about to say, there's that was.
Yep.
I'm going to pick 'em that Logan's not gonna like.
Are we snaking?
I was about to say, is it a snake or is it go back? I don't care.
We can snake.
Doesn't
No,
matter
it's
to me.
snake. You're right.
You want a snake?
Snake.
You want a snake? So it's me
Go
again.
ahead.
It's me
It
again.
is you. Yeah.
It's me again. I get to pick again. You're gonna tell me to pick again. You want me to pick another game?
Do it.
Well then, I guess there's only one thing left to do. I have to pick the stone cold, ice locked lock of the week of the year.
I hope.
Falcons -2 at Tennessee.
I like it.
You're that confident.
It is like this. Just looks yes. Everything about this says yes.
If Bijan can come in and not be hungover, then
I just need them to play Will Levis and the other fuck, and I'm fine.
Was it ever confirmed that Bijan was hungover?
It was
They'll never confirm that.
anything. Arthur
It was
Smith
never
a
confirmed or
goddamn-
denied.
Okay, I will caveat this with Arthur Smith is an absolutely horrible person.
correct.
All right? I will caveat this stone cold lock of the week of the year with I hate Arthur Smith. That being said, Falcons -2.
Yeah.
Lock it
Arthur
in.
Smith is the Nestle of NFL coach. No one likes him,
Look,
but we
I
still
know-
watch him.
You draft all this offensive talent. And what the hell are you doing? You're winning games with Tyler Algier and Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith revenge game.
Yes.
you. Evan,
So
I
Arthur
tried to
Smith
make-
revenge game.
Oh, Arthur Smith is getting Jonnu Smith a touchdown just because it's the revenge game. You know what? He's gonna use Kyle Pitts to get to the red zone, and then he's gonna give Jonnu the touchdown.
On a pitch play.
No, it's gonna be a play schemed for Kyle, but he's gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna scheme this for Kyle. Jonnu's gonna be open on the other side. Just throw it."
I hope
If you throw the interception, I'll deal with it in practice next week. Just chuck it. Like it's Arthur.
I feel like that's how. Yeah, I feel like that's how he talks.
That's too creative.
Anyway,
That's too creative for Arthur Smith.
And then he'll be on the sideline like fucking Ritter when he throws the interception.
No, see, you
Or he'll
already
just
gave-
stand there and do nothing when it's Jonnu Smith because he got what he fucking wanted.
No, you already gave Arthur Smith way too much credit offensively. He's
I
not,
may have. Like he would have had to have schemed to play like that for you're right.
He runs the 1980s offense where he wants to run the ball 45 times between two running backs. He does not want any
He
modern
might use
offense.
Cordero Patterson. Who needs 2? He's got 3.
He
He'll
already
take a wide
has.
receiver, make him a running back. Boom, done.
He already has.
hey, the Patriots made him a running back first. Thank you.
Hey, I don't believe that.
No,
They
that's not-
did. They did.
The Vikings tried him out running back when he was a rookie.
Logan, were you going to ask me something earlier?
I don't remember because these two they went back and forth like kindergartners, and I forgot it. But it was entertaining, but I forgot.
Well, Evan, it's your pick.
Next
so-
pick, yeah.
Yes, that it is. And yeah, a lot of the good ones were already taken, and I'm not even mad about it because they were obviously good choices. But in this case, I have to go with the Baltimore Ravens at -9 over the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals stand a fucking chance in hell against this Ravens team. I feel like the Ravens offense is one of the most slept on in the league. Like, they're not
I
an
love it.
offense that you bank on to do very well, but then they come through and kick the shit out of good defenses like the Browns. So I don't see why the Cardinals would do any better. Enough said.
Yeah, I've loved this Ravens team since before the season started. It's so good.
The
Gardner-
Cardinals get like no pressure on defense. Baltimore should have all day to do whatever they want. It's just how does Lamar play? And I've never trusted Lamar in my life, but I don't think they have any chance of losing this game.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
This is not Arizona beating Dallas. This is just Baltimore. Just wow.
Are my eyes for decoration, or did the spread just change for the Ravens-Cardinals game?
It
I
may
know.
have. If people might be. Someone just
What was
smashed
that
it.
now?
They did. They went to
People are
+9.
smashing our picks. People.
That's right. Hey,
Yeah,
we
it's
did-
because of us.
Go, I don't know if you noticed, but we did
Influencer.
gain a viewer the moment you said that. So you might be onto something. Like, there might be some voodoo
Influencer.
happening.
It happens.
So, I have a question. I said -7. Does that mean I have to accept the -9? Because I'll take it.
Oh, you got it at. Listen,
All right.
you saw it at 7, and you said
Like,
7.
Yeah.
You
All
got
right.
it at 7.
I
You
got
put that bet in at the last second.
You
Hey,
moved the
the Car-
line, buddy. You moved the line.
it. That I did.
You also took the Rams, and Matthew Stafford used to wear 7 in Georgia, so there's some correlation for you. On to the next pick. I don't even know whose pick it is, to be honest
Logan.
with
Here's
you.
Logan.
It is my pick, isn't it? Okay, now, I prefaced this by saying I was taking this serious, right? Like, I kind of free willing at the beginning. I already mentioned that. One of the reasons I started taking this serious is because I thought the Chargers were better than they were. And I really wanted to bet them because I just believed in the talent. I'm taking this serious, and just like the Lions when we went with Charles Rogers and we went with Mike Williams, people were like, oh, don't go with Kelvin Johnson because the Lions just fail at wide receiver. They're like, nope, Kelvin Johnson's the play because he's the most talented. I'm not doing this with my heart. I'm doing this because it makes sense. I want to go 2-0 this week. I'm taking the Chargers over the Bears, 8.5. I don't think there's a chance in hell that the Bears score over 10 points in this game. I think the
It's
defense,
8.5, right?
Yeah.
I think the defense is so much better. It's a revenge game. We talked about that in a couple other spots, but Khalil Mack is coming back. He is the kind of piss and vinegar player that would actually matter for. Maybe he gets 5 offsides to Evan's benefit, and like he gets himself ejected by hitting a referee. He just strikes me as that kind of like, I'm going to be emotional. I'm going to be charged up. No pun intended with the Chargers, but I just don't think Badge is any good. I really don't.
Bajan is just going to be a game manager more than anything else, which is the classic Chicago Bears expectation of all quarterbacks, which has held back all kinds of great draft picks we've had between trading for Cutler, drafting Trubisky, and now Fields is suffering from it. Bajan will do fine, but his offensive line is and Bajan is still going to make some rookie mistakes. So I think 10 points is the minimum they score on the Chargers.
Look, Evan, I don't want to make this sound like I'm hating on this Division II guy because everyone knows he went to Division II. It's not just that. Like, the guy went to Division II and was the Heisman winner, basically. And like, he proves he can be a good quarterback, right?
Yep.
Like, it's not like, oh, he's Division II and this is a wonderful Cinderella story. Like, he was overlooked by some major colleges. He was better than some people that got Division I scholarships. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
But he's playing with a bad offensive line. He's not playing with the best weapons, even though he's more talented. Like, it's not like they got a ton of options there. I like the Chargers. They have to win this game too, by the way, to stay relevant in the AFC. The Bears are already out of it. if anyone can compete in the NFC North outside the Lions, it's the Vikings, not the Bears. I think this is a wake-up game for the Chargers. Bears, this is a go-to-sleep game. Hibernation time.
Yep. Speaking of which, let's just move on to my pick. Brought him up. Vikings -1. I really don't know how this pick them. They've been so good.
You said you picked the Vikings over the Packers?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you said the Vikings are good. Like, I'm okay with, because I do think the Packers are bad. I would not call the Vikings good at all.
I'm
I
sorry.
wouldn't either.
Maybe not good. Good's wrong. That's not good. But they've been in every single game they've been on a winning streak now.
I still don't know how
the momentum early.
Yeah, and
They got the momentum. Look at them in the intervals. The 4 week like you said, Logan. The past 4 weeks, they've been looking. I mean, you can't complain about how they played.
You're saying words, but I don't. Like, they're a carnival offense, but their defense is still, like, arthritic. They got, like, Patrick Peterson was, like, their best corner last year. They lost him. And so, like, they got worse there when he, like, they haven't replaced him. They got, like, one of the worst slot corners in the whole entire league. Like, Harrison Smith is old. Like, I don't like anything about that defense. They are a fun fantasy team because they're gonna throw it 55 times, and like some of the receivers this week, especially Addison and Powell, are too cheap. So I'm okay playing them in DFS. I would just stay away from this game.
Yeah, I don't want to touch this game either, just because Matt LaFleur will at least keep up with the Vikings, as like we were just saying, the Vikings defense is not good, but they still have a couple of playmakers that could make the difference with throwing Jordan Love off of his passing game, and the weapons for the Packers are just not that good. I would have to give that slight edge to the Vikings, but even then, like, I don't want to touch this spread. I don't want to touch the spread.
I think this is two worse teams.
It's a pick 'em to me, so it's just like I like the Vikings better. I'd go with Donnie on that.
I like them better. Just I'm not confident enough to make it one of my picks of the options.
Same.
So
I love
that. I think we're good.
But that's it. Yeah.
I think that's solid. Yeah, there we go.
I thought we made some good picks.
I hope everyone does well if you tail these picks.
I don't know
I'm
what
looking
you guys.
for a good weekend.
Go ahead, Doug. What were you saying?
No, I was saying I'm looking for a good weekend. I feel oddly weird about this weekend.
I feel 2-0 and then an extra win on the group pick.
I honestly, if you had me, I was kind of freewheel, and like I said a couple weeks ago, I really put some thought into it, and I think I can go 2-0 this week, and I do think I'll go 2-0. Problem is, you guys made some really good picks too, so I think if anyone did tail, our logic made sense. Now, bet with your own money, but I think our logic made a lot of sense. Let's get over to building some of these lineups, speaking of logic, because I do think we had some interesting ideas on some builds this week. Did we want to go with Evans Pillar first? I think that was the plan, right?
Well, I was about to say, I'm fine with that. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so why don't you explain that to the people really quickly, Evan, what you want to do while I pull up the lineup, because it shouldn't take that much time, but your lineup will take a little bit more time than normal.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to do what we normally don't do and just focus on the primetime games only. So this would be Chicago at LA Chargers and Las Vegas at Detroit.
Yeah, and the way to attack that is to play an all Sunday through Monday lineup. The reason I thought that would be so cool is, well, I'm doing really good in college right now, so I got an extra dollar to burn. But Gov will tell you, and anyone would tell you, that single entry is the way to attack. So this gives me another chance to get a single entry lineup, opposed to doing even a 3-3 max. I think the single entries make the most sense. And I do think this is an underutilized market when people go to build. I think this can be a fun way to build a lineup, where a lot of people go to Showdown for Monday night and Sunday night. This is an interesting way to do it.
Agreed.
With that being said, how are we going to make picks? Do you want to make any more declarations? How do you want to go about this?
I think we could just see, like, what do we build between these two games, and I figured we'd just keep the same order as we did for our spread picks.
Okay.
So that would put you first, Logan.
I'm going to get the easy one out of the way. This will look like a homer pick. I don't care because I think it's such a good play. David Montgomery is out. Craig Reynolds, he could be involved, but he's not a difference maker. The one guy that could break this late and be the difference maker is Gibbs, only 6,600. Showed a lot of Kamara-like upside. Showed flashes of Kamara, I would say, early on this season. Really did drop a pass that probably would have won it against the Seattle Seahawks. So he's shown those flashes. Actually produced against the Ravens, as weird as that sounds, but the score is going to keep that looking like he didn't have a good day. So I think people will be off of it. A fan like me saw the production, even though the results weren't there. I want to go back to it this week in a game where we should be favored. I do think this is the Gibbs coming out game. So give me Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yep, no argument against that.
All right, who's next?
It would be Donnie next, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we can only pick from those Sunday and Monday night games?
Yeah, those two games only.
Wait, those are the only two games?
Yeah, the primetime games.
Oh, wow.
That's.
We're probably going to need other guys to fill in, but, like, we can definitely get a core out of these games.
We can think of a core. I don't want to do only this game. That would be a bad strategy.
Like, I definitely wouldn't want to play the defenses from any of these games if we're playing guys from them.
All right, so if we
want to fill in those spots like before, Clay.
I was about to ask if we want to bust this open. Do we want to just do the mid-afternoon games included?
Yeah, everything. Well,
I'd say like let's all pick a guy from these last two and then see where we're at.
Yeah, that's the way we should do this.
Yeah. All right.
I like DJ Moore.
DJ Moore, okay.
No argument against DJ Moore. Just one of the most underpriced great wide receivers.
Yep.
All right, which comes down to me. I want to do a crazy pick at tight end that I think is just going to manage to find his way. Well, being that we're going to open this up, I'm going to skip that one. I was going to pick Donald Parham because I figured against my Bears, he's going to find his way into the end zone, and Gerald Everett is not that healthy. But I don't think I want to go that far if we're going to open this up now. So let's go with something a little better here.
Okay.
And let's get in my favorite secondary wide receiver, Jacoby Myers.
Okay.
I think I have a weird bias against Jacoby Myers at this point.
A
Because I
weird
really
what?
liked him. A weird bias. Because I really like the guy. But I just can never bring myself to play him because I have that bias of him being a Patriot. And Patriot wide receivers don't.
He's got Jimmy Garoppolo now, though. And, well, I guess...
I know, I'm completely wrong. I just haven't been on him all year. And I think it's because I still have that Patriot mindset inserted of, oh, yeah, he's a Patriot.
Honestly, Johnny, though, isn't that the beautiful thing about building these three lineups? Because each one of us brings something so unique to the table, and that's kind of the idea of the pillar, is that we bring this unique idea. But it kind of like, not forces, because like that's the wrong word, that's the wrong connotation of what I mean. But it opens you up to a different way of thinking, and you might never have played him, but this is the one time you are going to play him, which then dictates the rest of the lineup in a weird way. So it kind of gets you on a different wavelength, even if you never play him. You know, you might think of guys around his price in your own lineups this week, and so I do think it's a good exercise.
Oh, wow. You're going to hate me.
Now go ahead.
Eckler.
Oh, I'm fine with that. I got a cheap guy.
Oh. Well, no, it's not a snake. I forget. We snake the lineup?
I don't think we typically snake.
It doesn't matter to me, but we can.
Again, does not matter to me either.
Okay. Yeah, let's snake.
Go ahead and snake it. Yeah, I like snake.
All right. And now it should be opened up, right? We've all made a pick from this game. We actually have a good double mini stack from the game.
Yep.
No quarterbacks.
All right. I won't pick a quarterback yet. Let's get some value. Where should I take it at?
I know a value ticket tight end.
I know a value tight end. I know a value wide receiver.
Yeah.
And I know a value defense. You guys decide. Which one do I take?
It's your pick. I mean,
whatever.
And I have a pick at each spot.
I'm
I
going
don't
to
care.
take a wide receiver if one's available to me. I'll say that. So if you don't want me to pick wide receiver, you better pick it now.
All right. Homer pick. DJ Shark.
why DJ Shark over Adam Thielen?
Well, I wanted value. And with them, I believe, opening up the offense, I think that means downfield throws, which is more on Shark's side than Mingo, who will be sort of used like Thielen in that 7 to 10 yard range.
Why is DJ Shark not showing up?
Just type in Shark.
I did.
Oh, did you open up all the games? I think you only have those.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, I did, and I even typed in a bunch of different abbreviations of it. Okay, I think I'll find it now. There. 3,800 is a good price, then. You did save some money.
Yep.
Is it
So
my pick now?
I think it's my pick now, and then it's Donnie, and then it's you.
It is. That makes sense.
Okay.
Because now you can make the pivotal move now that we're not using the core.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to. I want to do a bit of a crazy pick from that same game. Dalton Schultz at tight end.
I don't mind it. The reason I don't mind it is Robert Woods is out this week, and we saw with Dell being out, Dalton Schultz cut right off. So if that continues, I mean, I know. Tank Dell is back, but if that continues where one receiver goes out and then he looks more to Dalton Schultz, I could see that.
I mean, yeah, because Stroud is looking to him for touchdowns. So I do preach not to chase touchdowns because they're fluid, but the red zone looks for the tight end. Schultz is at least worth a look, and he's getting good PPR volume regardless.
I do think we're overpaying for it, but I do like how it correlates.
Do you think that's an overpay?
Yeah. This week, I think so.
Okay. I thought that was value, but I could be wrong.
It might be if he scores as many points as you think, and like I'd be happy. Trust me, I'll take the money and distribute it equally amongst us all. But there's just so many good other plays. But I tend to go cheap at tight end, so maybe that's a fault of mine. It's my pick, right?
Donnie's.
Donnie's.
Yeah. So all the games are open, correct?
Yeah.
Well, since we already got a stack in this game, let's just fish out. Let's put DJ Stroud.
Well, who?
DJ Stroud.
Stroud. I like it.
I don't mind that.
I love the guy. He's great. He's so much better than I was completely wrong about the kid. I'll be the first to admit I didn't buy into him. He proved me wrong already. I'm already willing to give him that. He's a good quarterback.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me just plug in the cheapest defense so I know what I'm working with here.
Patriots would keep okay.
Right at the same price. Yeah, that's what I
No,
thought. It was 66. All right.
Logan, can I sway you to play the Steelers defense?
Word. He just wants to see how much salary he
Oh,
had to work with.
you can't sway me to play anything. Trust me, I'm stubborn is not ox. When I like to play, I pretty much play it. You can
All right.
maybe make your case, but I guarantee you, like I probably have my mind for that. Oh man, what do you do here? Gov, do you have a play? Like I'm wondering if everyone had their pick, what would you do here? Do you have one?
I mean,
Because I have a few options, but
like if we're playing Stroud, I want to play Tank with him.
yeah.
So that would be my thing: is put Tank in, and then just whatever we need. Like at that point, we could literally play the Eagles at Washington for the defense.
Yeah.
I think. No, we wouldn't be able to quite do that. But like, we could still play a pretty good defense. So that's what I would do. Finish off the double of Stroud, because if Stroud goes off, he's bringing 2 wide receivers with him, and I'd prefer Nico tank, but if not, I go tank with Schultz is fine with me.
See, if I could, I would play Keenan, but we obviously can't.
No, it's either Keenan or Eckler. I made that decision.
Right. No. Hell. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back to one of my plays. We're already getting weird in this lineup anyways.
Like, I don't think you need to do that. Like, you're
right.
1,000 on the table.
I don't need to do that.
Like, you need to pick a 5K.
Because even...
You need to pick like a 48 to 5K wide receiver.
Yeah, because even the Eagles...
There's plenty of good 5K wide receivers, too. It's not like there's a lot
Yeah,
of
that's why I'm
plays.
not doing it. I mean, just get the best play on the board. The guy who has the safest floor, I think.
Beautiful.
5,700 Addison. I'll fix the
right.
lineup.
And then we could, let's see, who's at 2,900 at defense? I think we might be able to play the Steelers.
Please?
Maybe yeah, we can. We can get the Steelers.
Yay. I love their playmakers.
Lots of beasts.
I agree.
So let me do this. Let me put DJ Moore in the flex, right?
Yes.
I just want to say this. All the hype that Micah Parsons gets,
Oh, no, put Jacoby Myers in the flex.
No,
That's
Jacoby
the
Myers.
game. Yeah.
Go ahead,
Danny. All that hype Micah Parsons gets should be to TJ Watt.
You have to take Myers out of our lineup before he shows up.
Right. It's not a bad lineup, though. I don't mind it.
And he's right there.
And then... Yeah. We'll get that. I'll get that in the lineup after the show. But it'll definitely go into single entry. Let's go back over here. What did you guys think of the lineup very quickly as I pull up the next one?
I like this lineup.
I thought it would be more terrible, especially when you told me only primetime. So I'm glad we made that alteration because I do think we would have almost been a guaranteed loss. I think that would have been too cute. But
I do like what we got from those late games. Like, we have a late game hammer in that that should go off. If the rest of us just stay stable. So, like, those are all stable picks. Like, Stroud should have a solid game. Schultz can catch a touchdown.
Yeah.
Shark on the other side. Addison's got volume.
And to be honest, I kind of like it when we're not totally sold. So I kind of like that. Donnie was like, Myers, I got to play. Like, you know, Donnie didn't know so. Like, he understood the play, but he was a bit uncomfortable. And I do think you want to be a tad uncomfortable when you do these builds. Because, like, if we were going to say, oh, yeah, this is the build, guys, I got it. Like, then we're kind of giving it this impression that DFS is easy, and we know it's not easy. That's why even on our review shows, we'll come on here and say, you know, I like my process here. It didn't work out. This is why. You know, that kind of speaks to it. We can go into our next. You know, last time I don't think Donnie had a one last time. So let's go to Donnie's now. If you got one, Donnie. I don't think you even gave me one.
I do, but I don't exactly know what it is. Like I know what it is, but I don't know what game it is.
That's right.
The core is, I want it. Well, we can do it.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. The core is going to be, I want to find the game with the lowest over-under, and I want, like, our main part of the line, our stack to be.
Okay. I do know some low. I think the Falcons-Tennessee game might be the lowest. If anyone could double check me on that before, because I already have the lineup pulled up. But I think it might be the Falcons-Tennessee. I'm trying to think if there was another one that was really short odds-wise. I thought Texans-Panthers were pretty short as well.
No, that one's actually 43.
It is 43.
It's either Jets-Giants or Atlanta-Tennessee.
Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing the half
like 45 and a half.
On the tech. Yeah, on the Atlanta. So the Atlanta one's technically lower. So I want to take.
Yeah, the Atlanta one has the same like total, but Atlanta has a. Well, I mean, the Jets Giants like they also have like the same spread though, so like this is that's a really close one.
Let's just do Atlanta.
All right.
So we're building a low total core, right? And then everything else is open.
Yes, but our
Okay.
main like stack has to be from.
Yeah. So this is the low total lineup.
Well, I mean, I guess
distribution.
let's like figure it out then. Like, let's build from that point. We don't usually do that, but like,
Yeah.
So like, if we're stacking that game,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I think I just go Ritter. I don't want Levis or the other.
I would agree.
I understand why you guys wouldn't. It'll force me to get different Ritter at quarterback, right?
Yeah. Because as gross as it sounds to play a Desmond Ritter, he's still better than Willis and Levis.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Now, that being said, is it wrong that I kind of want to just put Bijan in this lineup too?
I think we're going to do it. We get gross with talent, and we know one thing. It was gross. Literally, it might have been a flu game. It might have been shit in the pants gross. Like, honestly, the way that it was looking. But we do know Bijan could drop a huge score, talking of dropping, and I do think that having him in this lineup makes all the sense. Can anyone argue different?
I'm just surprised that Bijan is only 6,000, but is that because he sat out last game?
Last week. Yeah, it's after last week.
I was about to say, because, well, even that, like, his production has not been, like, they priced him up as if he was going to be a Nick Chubb 8K, and he has not produced that yet, except for maybe one game this season.
And think about it, Gov. What are we got in best ball? We're just past the midway point, right?
Right about, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people took him in the first round, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you can
He
say
was
this
first
doesn't
round
matter.
pick. I was not taking him in the first.
Right, we weren't. And you can go back and listen to that podcast. That's actually good promotion for us. It's not to say we were right, victory lap, all that. But I'm just saying you can go back and watch that, and you can see how many teams, how many owners believed in it. My point now is, even the 14 points, I know there's a lot of owners that are biased to what's performing, whether that be season-long best ball. And if you have a share of this guy, if you have anything invested, you've been sorely disappointed. And so you're not going to want to click this name, even though he's 6K, because a guy like Brees Hall is $100 cheaper. You know, there are guys around him that you could play instead. I do think the talent's there, though. I wouldn't have played him as a one-off, but in this lineup, it makes so much sense. Is it Evan's thing next?
I think, yeah, it is. Let's see.
Never my strong suit. So don't trust me with an order, Brad, please.
Alrighty. So in this case,
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
You have to pick a core first.
Yes, and we're not gonna go dueling running backs. That's for damn sure. Where is it?
I will say though, Bijan Robinson has gotten a lot of receiving work, so like he does give you a running back plus a bit with the receiving work.
Give me Drake London.
London makes sense.
Because I love me some Kyle Pitts, but why Jonnu Smith is getting almost equal receiving work is beyond me. He's a good pass catcher, but you spent a first-round pick on Pitts. What the fuck are you doing? But London is also getting a great volume, so give me London.
Honestly, Evan, though, I can answer that question. It is kind of laughable to Gov's point, but the honest statistical evidence would suggest they're playing both of them, to be honest. They're splitting Kyle Pitts out like a Jimmy Graham of old, and they're using Smith as the inline blocker as the actual tight end position. So it's a bit strange. So, for what that's worth.
Yeah, it's beyond me, though.
It really is like Arthur Smith is playing in a time warp. But it might work for him because that division's not too great, and he's doing things so differently that you have to prepare for that team very differently than most. And so to Donnie's point, it might catch the Tennessee Titans off guard, and they just like put up a lot more points than we imagined.
All right, Donnie, who do you want
Well,
from this game?
I'm gonna
I would
finish this
not-
game off with Atlanta's defense.
Oh, thank God, yes. I was about to say I would not be fully opposed to just going with everything from Atlanta in a total destruction game.
I was also just about to ask, does anybody trust any Titans beyond Derrick Henry?
I'm playing Will Levis.
I would be willing to play like Treylon Burks or Westbrook-Akeen cheap as a just to take a dart throw. Like,
Right,
if
but
you're
it would
gonna
be exactly
down,
that.
well, this is them are gonna have to chuck. Like I would be willing to take a shot on them, but I do not need a Titan to know.
I think we're due for a Jesse Bates interception. Not really, but this Atlanta defense is very slept on, and they've kept them in a lot of games. Tennessee is an awful offense. We have no idea what they have at quarterback. So let's just go total destruction.
But Donnie, truly, and people can laugh at me, but I want this on the record, so if it doesn't work, I will come back on Tuesday and tell you, hey, it didn't work for this reason or not. Will Levis, at only 4,200, has some controversy whether he's the main guy or not. I think it's more like Derek Carr and Taysom Hill in terms of, Levis will be the main quarterback, and then Hill is kind of what am I trying to say? Malik Willis will basically.
I think that's where you're.
Say what?
I think you're wrong about that. I think you got to think more of it's a Drew Brees Taysom Hill type thing, where it's a consistent sub in some cases.
Yeah, I'm playing it like it's not. But remember, we almost cashed with a Brian Hoyer 3-point game last week. I think Will Levis has a chance, especially with the strong arm. I watched him a lot in college, so I am biased to that. I thought he played for a terrible Tennessee team, even though he had the arm and the talent to be a first-round pick. And I do think when you put him around other talented professionals like a Hopkins, like a Burks, you could see an explosion. He's got a lot more upside than a Hoyer did, and we played Hoyer last week. So I will have some one-off shots of Will Levis. But that's all I need to say on that. But since you brought that up as a core, it was a perfect time to fit that in. It is my pick next, right? So I didn't pick anyone from this game, but I don't think we need any more from this game. Am I?
No. You're fine.
Okay,
Let's
so I can
look
pick anything now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted a core of it. Honestly, we didn't need the Falcons defense, but it fit the core so well, so I was like, let's do
I'm
it.
just going to play a chalky good play here. Give me McBride. He's
Look at how much salary we have.
Do we want to play McBride against a really good Baltimore defense?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
At that
I don't care. At that price.
No Ertz, him getting all the volume at tight end, I'm okay with it.
He's already gotten 10 points as the backup tight end with Ertz being in the game. He saw his targets have went up with Ertz.
No touchdown.
In the game, has no touchdowns, and now he's the primary guy.
I like it.
I like him. I'll especially like him next week if he fails, because next week they should have Kyler Murray back. But,
Week 9 is what they're looking at for Kyler.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
We're in week 8, so that's next week.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh man, it's
I
flying.
didn't want to call him out. That's why I said fair enough. Because
Yeah.
I was trying to keep that on the ground.
God damn it!
yeah, I'm not a fan of the McBride pick, but I'll live with it.
All right, who's
At
next?
2,800, he's almost mid-priced. I'm not sure.
Oh, I think.
Who went second?
Oh, it was me. My bad. Derp. Okay, so Brees Hall.
Yes, sir.
Just
Thank you.
Jam in some
Thank
more
you.
chalk. You
It
fine
ma-
with that?
It makes so
We're
much
gonna be
sense.
playing him a lot today. Trust me.
How is Brees so cheap?
That's what we're
I
saying.
don't know. That's why we're playing him.
He got like 20 points last week, and he dropped $100.
I know. It's insane.
And
And,
he's playing
now he
a-
plays the Giants.
He's playing a worse team. Honestly,
Okay, Elmo, calm down.
Hey, we're gonna get scary Halloween laugh.
no, this is honestly the best play. I don't care if this guy goes out and breaks his leg in the first 5 minutes of the game. this is a process play where it makes sense. And whatever happens after the process, I'm okay with. But if you don't play Holly, you better have a better idea. And I don't know if there's any better ideas on the slate. I'll say that.
All right.
We have
Um,
the money. We have the
yeah,
money.
we have money for 3 guys.
Oh, don't worry, I got money. Just
Go
saying.
again, Evan. Go again.
All right. Since we got a lot to pick from now with all these cheap Falcons,
We have
so
2 receivers and 1 flex.
yes.
Falcons and the 2 highest values on the slate.
Yes, indeedy. AJ Brown.
I like it. Now, I will say, I'm
Technically,
playing
we're
well.
still taking from low total teams, to be honest.
We are. It does fit the
With
narrative.
Arizona and a Jet.
I will say, even though I'm playing Will Levis in one lineup, I'm not like fully on the guy. Like I'm not playing him as one of my lineups. I do think the Falcons' defense is a great play if you're not playing any Titans. I mean, I think they're too cheap for the upside they have.
Yeah, this lineup makes a lot of sense so far, and
Right.
I'm gonna jam in another one off here. Let's go Kelsey. One of the worst teams against tight ends. Mahomes and Kelsey had a great game last week. I think that scares some people off.
I just have this weird vision of Kelsey playing really well in the snow for Taylor Swift.
Me too.
Yes.
Well, not for Taylor
Really?
Swift.
Like I don't
But-
even know why, but like I just feel like they're gonna be
Taylor's not gonna
moving
be
the
there.
camera.
I don't know that,
Swift
but-
in Denver, like
And her sweater.
in her sweater while it's snowing, and Travis Kelsey is doing like snow angels in the end zone.
I'm gonna let you guys decide. Do I go with the highest upside play? Do I go with the safest play or the correlation?
Yeah.
Uh,
Do we dare take a chance on Calvin Ridley?
I was about to say. So what you're saying is, do you go Ridley, Addison?
I'm not telling you
or-
any more than that. You want me to go with the safest play, the highest upside play, or the correlated play?
No, he said the highest upside he definitely is gonna say is Pickens.
But then
I
there's
know that.
Addison right there.
I was about to say, I would have thought he would have said as Addison. And the correlation would be to go with the chalk Zay Flowers on the other side of McBride.
I love Zay Flowers.
Okay, you tell me. You guys agree as a group.
Well, it's a group pick for the end anyway. We've all had 2 picks, right?
I just don't know. Like,
No, I've only had one.
I think Deontay's taking too much away from Pickens for me to like him that much. I think I'd rather go either Addison or Flowers.
Well, we're just giving him what we want. Logan, just jam in whatever you think is.
I'm about to say,
best.
Logan, pick the goddamn pick, boy.
Okay, I'm gonna go highest upside then. I'm gonna go highest upside. Give me Calvin Ridley. The week 1, everyone wanted to play this guy. I think he was. I'm gonna look. He was 6,500. Everyone was gushing about how he was too cheap. How this
Now
was
he's cheaper than Kirk.
the cheapest he's ever gonna be. He's never gonna be cheaper than 6,500. We gotta jam him in. And I remember saying that. Like you can go back and listen. I think we did jam him in, and we did not think he would be cheaper. This week he's cheaper. I don't think it's a lack of effort. Look at the targets have been there. Maybe it's luck. Maybe he's terrible, and like the beginning was. But if we're already going to take a chance on talent with Bijan Robinson and just say hell with the pricing on DK, we're just going to play talent like Bruce Hall fits in there too. I'm just going to punch Calvin Ridley, and we're going to let it ride.
Watch the Steelers defense forget to cover Ridley and he gets in the end zone.
It's funny that we use the Falcons though, because he used to be a Falcon. So there's another weird correlation narrative, voodoo magic.
It's
That might be the theme of the show. Is voodoo this week.
All right. What other pillar do we have?
So we have Gov pillar. We also have my pillar. I'm going to pull up a lineup here. I don't care which order we go in. Which lineup did you guys like better, maybe?
Are they really that comparable?
I'm saying from which line do you think will score more points? I don't think we do enough process talk in between these lineups to actually say like what we think they're going to be. Like, what do we actually believe? This is kind of fun to have these pillars, but like we actually want to believe in these lineups too. I like both lineups this week. I think they have a chance.
Yeah,
to
I actually think both lineups are pretty good.
yeah.
Especially when we attack the low total that's not going to be attacked. I don't think at all. Like, and then we got all the chalk. It's nice.
Gov, I think your idea was the most unique and also probably one of the easiest to build in terms of like it makes sense. It's structured. Why don't we go to your pillar if you're ready?
I'm ready. All right. So, on this slate, ownership is not like it. There's no one who's like stupid. Here's the good chalk. Everyone's playing him.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like Brees is almost there.
Yep.
But most of the ownership is kind of flat. But there is sort of a group of guys who have like floated to the top. So I'm gonna list off 7 names. We're each gonna pick one. And I'm gonna say Donnie, Evan, Logan, me. That's the order.
All right.
So here's your 7 names. And all these guys have to go in the lineup. And we'll build around that. So we've got Brees Hall, Trey McBride, Tony Pollard, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Isaiah Pacheco, Zay Flowers. So each of us picks one guy.
And
Can
who's
you write
first?
that in the chat?
I'll start typing them in the chat. Yeah, one sec.
And who picks first?
Donnie, you are first to pick.
McCaffrey.
So we're leaving McCaffrey in there. That's what I thought. That's what I put in the more obvious.
I was about to say, don't even put anyone in. Like, don't even do that, Logan.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep track of my head as you were doing it, so it just made sense. Muscle memory. You're right, McCaffrey.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I think it's my pick next, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Zay Flowers.
Flowers. Okay. And then I'm next.
Yes.
Paul.
All right, go.
Right. Hall, Brand, Okay.
We'll be fine. Do it.
Kamara.
Yes. That's my head circled.
So move McCaffrey to the flex and put Kamara at the running back.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes I want to type in Christian's name as CMC, but usually the
I just want to type CMC and have it come up too.
Yeah, I've done that before. I'm like, CMC's not coming up. Oh yeah, that's right. At this point, he really is the MJ of the NFL. Like you almost know him more from the nickname than.
All right, so now we'll start with Donnie again, and we just need to fill out this lineup. But as you can see, we've jammed in a lot of chalk and a lot of money.
Yep. Well,
so I hope you got some conviction value plays.
Oh, I do.
I did too. I've already used one.
I mean, it's not exactly value. I don't know if we can afford it if I put it in. It's not the most expensive guy on the slate. That's
challenge me and go. We got you.
I kind of want to throw in Joe Burrow against McCaffrey.
Joe Burrow is my favorite quarterback this week, which sounds so weird if you've known me for a while, but I just think the injury and the upside, his price, the late game hammer, the CMC fit in. This is exactly the type of build I'm actually building personally this week. Donnie, why do you like it so much?
Well, the Bengals offense is still trying to get it together, I feel. Mm-hmm. And Burrow's finally getting a little bit healthy. It looked going up against McCaffrey in that Niners offense, you're gonna have to do something. And I don't exactly see it. Maybe it is a Joe Mixon week. Maybe finally it's a Joe Mixon week, but Burrow's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I'm just gonna bank on that.
I'm perfectly fine going with that. Like, I really don't hate that.
Is
Evan?
it my pick?
Nope, it's Evan next.
Okay, so because I think he's due for a bounce back and we put in Joe Burrow at quarterback, I want to bring in some correlation and give me T. Higgins as the second wide receiver.
There
Okay.
we go.
I thought you were gonna say the other name.
I-
I'm like, I don't know. who you're
I almost wanted it to be Boyd, but
I was
Okay.
looking at Boyd
Is
too,
it
but
my
I
pick?
really like Higgins, to be honest, this week. Like, I think everyone's going to be on Chase. I think if Higgins is healthy now, like, there's no reason he can't just come out and have a big game. Everyone's off him because he had that literal donut on 8 targets week 1 against Cleveland, and then he gets hurt and hasn't been right all year.
This is his shot.
I agree.
It's my pick, right?
Now it is yours, Logan, yes.
Do you want me to correlate this, or do you want me to play the best value?
Up to you, man.
Jam some value, dude.
Jam some value. The best
Yep.
value I got? You got it. Coming right at you.
Connor Hayward.
That's the best value I got.
Now that's a hell of a dart throw.
You're perfectly fine with me on that one.
I like Connor Hayward as well.
He actually almost missed a touchdown too, and still would have hit his value last week. Like if he scored that touchdown because it was a swing pass on a play action like bootleg, and if he scores the touchdown there, that full points becomes like 8 or 9 probably. So I like that there. It's good chalk off of McBride too. Most people are going to go McBride if they go in that range. So it kind of speaks to that ownership play, which is kind of what this lineup is about.
All right. Well, guess what, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Tank Dell.
I like it.
I like it.
He's been my best ball hero. Like I've wanted to play him, and now he's in a weird range because he's not expensive, right? But he's kind of like restrictive at this point. Like he's not a fun like, hey, he's a 3K dart play, Johnny. You know, like he was, you know, in the first couple weeks where we were really hyped up for him. But he's not exactly expensive either.
All right, so who's your favorite 2600 cheap defense?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
We were playing
do that
McCaffrey.
I wouldn't do that in the stack. I kind of like Minnesota against Green
Actually,
Bay.
Minnesota here.
Yeah.
I like Minnesota. I honestly don't even mind the Rams.
I was going to make an argument for the Bears, but Jaquan Brisker is going to be out, and I don't think they're going to be strong enough to hold back the Chargers.
Man, you love that flight, but they're not.
I would play the Cardinals just because fuck Lamar, but like let's not do that.
No, let's not.
I like the Vikings
The
here
Vikings?
because I think they're going to give up points because I think that defense is terrible. But I do think like both teams are terrible, which means a lot of points, but a lot of sloppy turnovers. Like a Minshew type game. Okay, are you guys ready for my build? Because my build should be pretty fast. We've actually moved this show along quite well tonight.
We also started late, so like
We
it's
have.
still after midnight, and
Well-
you I gotta go check my brother real quick. I will be right back.
You're good. We can get mine done really quickly, I do believe, because we're not even going to have to draft an order right away. And I can get you guys to first. I want you guys to pick no matter price, no matter what, the best plays that you feel this week. Price not defendant, like the guy that you think is just going to smash. And see if we can build around just our favorite plays of the week.
Right. For me, I want to double check my lineups just so I can make sure I, believe what I'm saying here.
I mean, it can be cheap, it can be expensive. Like just your number one, you think this guy is gonna exceed value.
I have one person who's 100% ownership in lineups today. This
Okay,
Alvin Kamara.
I like it. Evan, what about you?
So many good ones, yet I must choose one. Give me... Fuck it, let's do it. Give me Puka Nakua.
Puka. Why do you like Puka so much? Because I've heard a lot of Kamara this week, but I like Puka long term. I obviously drafted and believed in him, but I haven't heard a lot of Puka takes this week. Why are you so high on him?
Well, with Cooper Kupp also being out there to distract Dallas' secondary, somebody's got to catch those passes and get open, and I think Puka is going to be the younger, flashier, speedier guy to do it, because I think Cooper's going to be double-teamed.
Yeah. I can see that.
All right.
So,
All right, I'm back. Just to let you know I have a 15-minute hard out.
okay, good. All I need is your best play, and if you need to run after that, we can go, because that's what this lineup is.
Like I said, I've got about 15 minutes now, so like I can, if we finish this in 15 minutes, we'll be fine.
My best play. I'm trying to think who my best
So I just
play
need
was.
my best play on the
Oh,
slate.
my best play. Here it is. Jamar Chase. So the guy you believe in, if you want to look at it in those terms, you just believe it's going to exceed value or hit value.
I mean, I have that guy. He's in a shit ton, if not all of my lineups. He's the chalkiest guy on the slate.
Yeah.
So like, just put
Who is
Brees
it?
in there. Just put Brees in there.
Brees in there? Yeah, it makes sense. I just don't know how he can fail either. Like
I know how he can fail. He just doesn't get the touchdowns or has like some sort of weird middling game where he only gets like 40, 50 yards.
Yeah.
But I think he either breaks one or, like we've seen so far, he's getting like 3, 4, 5 targets a game. He could still have a better floor than people think.
okay, so could we pick a quarterback from these core then? From our core, who do you want at quarterback if we're going to try to speed run this so you can get on 15 minutes?
Let's see.
Stafford would be mine out of those four. If I had to pick with the quarterback on those,
I honestly wouldn't hate going Derek Carr. He's still in the dome.
I don't mind that.
I'm
It'd be Carr or Stafford.
I would say either
over
Carr or
Stafford.
Stafford also.
Any love for Minshew?
No.
And Stafford's not good against the blitz. He's number 28 in the league against the blitz, and I do think
Carr at 5,500 is interesting.
yeah. Like
You get his number one target. Also, Michael Thomas might be out, so like
yeah, it's true.
if we wanted to double, I wouldn't mind going Shaheed for value, unless we just do Olave.
Shaheed,
Yeah.
I think
Like
Shaheed.
Kamara Shaheed is probably.
I can't believe he's so
underrated.
cheap.
What?
I can't believe he's so cheap.
Yeah, he's cheap.
No.
I would say Olave, but he's too cheap in my opinion. Evan, you hated my tight end pick with McBride, but you had to deal with it. Do you have a tight end you'd recommend, a flex?
I didn't think that far ahead. Give me a couple of seconds here with tight end.
If anyone-
I have a flex. If you,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really like Scary Terry this week.
Okay, McCoy. There is only 2 guys on that entire team seeing over 11 targets so far this season. It was one game with Logan Thomas, and all the rest of the 10-plus target games have been Terry McLaurin. No one else has exceeded 9 targets. So I don't mind that. I'll fix the lineup later in terms of order. Anyone got a suggestion there? I don't know if playing the. No, we can't do that. Never mind.
Let's pick the tight end first, though.
Go ahead.
Hypothetically, you could get up to 4,100 at tight end.
Yeah. 4,100. That's because we picked the expensive guys. Because I like out of these 4 games, I like Waller the best because Tyrod does like throwing to Waller seemingly better than Danny Dimes, but he's 5,200.
Yeah.
But you have guys like Pitts in there. You do have
Ferguson is decent. Like the Rams aren't great against tight ends, and Ferguson is in.
Ferguson would make a correlated play too.
Yeah, I don't love Ferguson, but I'd still rather play him than McBride.
Okay, so let's go Jake because I do think he's cheap enough too.
Sure.
And that leaves us Minnesota defense. Or down.
Okay.
So like you could do the Bengals here.
Go
in
to
hope
defense.
that Purdy or something is off, or they end up throwing in Sam Darnold.
I kind of like the Bengals defense here, and we're not playing.
Like if it were Sam
McCaffrey.
Darnold starting, I would have been playing the Bengals defense everywhere.
I think I'd rather play.
Against a likely concussed Purdy, I'm not mad at it. I don't think the Patriots defense is a bad play this week if we wanted to get up in any
I'm
spots.
in my personal.
Me
I
too.
think we should play it safe with the Vikings.
I was about to say I'm also just fine playing the Vikings again.
That's also fine. I was just saying if we wanted to move up anywhere.
No,
Now,
yeah. If we
we
wanted
did
a
start
few
late.
hundred to move somewhere, if we would gone Kyle Pitts at tight end, we could have gone down. But like, I don't hate this.
We did start late, so it's not earlier for us. But I will say this is the earliest show we've done. We also built the most lineups. I thought this show was nice and condensed. For Gov's sake, we did say we'd get out of here in about 15 minutes. So unless you guys have anything else to say, I think we said it all with our lineup. I thought we had good spread picks. I do think we're going to be off to a good start this week.
Before we go, I have an interesting question that I think could be good to close the show. Based on popular news and popular takes, what is one that any of you can think of that you're gonna go against the grain and say, no, this popular take is bullshit, that's not happening for Week 8?
I don't have any like that.
That the Falcons will score over double-digit points. I do think cheap quarterback in fantasy football go underrated. They don't need that many points, and if you don't want me to use the Will Levis example, I'll use Kenny Pickett. You know, like I said earlier, we almost won with Brian Hoyer's 3 points. That proves to you that you don't really need that much when a quarterback touches the ball that much. You just need a couple touchdowns from a 4K guy. It could really smash. And I hate when defenses are over-owned, and I think the Falcons are going to be 20+% owned, and I think that will be a mistake. Guys,
All right.
you got anything?
I'm trying to think right now. Like,
I love that fan, Evan.
Say what?
I don't think
I
it's
love your fan.
I still didn't hear that, Donnie, sorry.
Your fan.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, he's a fan of your fan.
Well, in that case, you don't get to hear it anymore.
Hey, oh, he shut you out. You're no longer a super fan.
Oh no.
God damn it. We can't get through one show anymore without a terrible joke.
I mean, it's Logan. What were you expecting?
I'm not even a dad, man.
Gov, did you have one?
I'm looking at the slate right now. Like, is there a take that everyone has that I am?
Even if it's just a player.
Is there a chalky guy that you just disagree with?
I mean, if I had to go with anything, I would say I don't think Jalen Ramsey is exactly ready to play.
So
I
why
think
would
they're
you
bringing-
rush him back then?
I don't know
mean,
if that's a unpopular take, though.
I don't know if it's unpopular, but like they're sitting atop the division. You need to.
The Donnie's
You know,
point, though, I think everyone's excited about it. I
Okay,
think
here's
everyone
one.
wants to see it.
The take right now on the league. Like, I'm just thinking, like, what does everyone think that I know I don't? Like, I don't think. It's like, I don't think Pittsburgh has that bad of a defense, even though they've. Like,
I don't think many
they
people
seem
think
like they
that.
have been. Everyone's like wanting to attack with Jacksonville. Like, I keep hearing people, especially in fantasy, talk about Pittsburgh defense being bad, and it's like, I really don't think Pittsburgh's defense is as bad as everyone thinks.
They have some of the best defensive playmakers in the league.
Hey, Evan turned it on us, and we had to really do some deep thinking. So I want to turn it back on you, Evan, really quickly. Who's the losing record team that you think is going to actually like turn it around and have a positive second half of the season? Since we're about halfway there.
Ooh, and that's a very good question, actually. I'm just looking at this right now. I think it just has to be the Cincinnati Bengals because their offense is finally getting it together. They're 3-3 right now. I guess they're not technically a losing record, but they were. And I think they stand a very big chance of beating the 49ers, and I think they're going to have better offense throughout the rest of the season.
I said it in week 1. I thought Ryan Tannehill looked like the worst quarterback in the league. I think Tennessee, with a new quarterback, whether that's Will Levis, whether that's Malik Willis, it doesn't matter. They're still head and shoulders better than Ryan Tannehill at this point in his career. I think Tennessee takes off.
Takes off how?
Like competes in the division, is going to win at least a wild card spot. Like they're a good team. I think we're going to see an offensive explosion from them
How many years?
this year.
This year they're going to turn it around with either Malik Willis or Will Levis?
Yeah.
That's quite the salty take.
You
I
got
mean,
it?
I think a lot of it is getting Derrick Henry going.
Yeah, but we don't want to linger. Now, if you don't get anything, we can close up chapter for Gov's sake here. I was wondering if he had a team today.
If I had to go with a team, it would probably be the Vikings.
Vikings make sense where they got Justin Jefferson coming back too, but I think the Lions just have a cake schedule. I think they put that division away pretty quickly.
Well, I'm not saying they win the division, but I definitely think they are competitive at the end of the season and are potential, 6-7 seed.
It's a good point. Talking about being in contention, I hope that these lineups were in contention. Hope you guys have a good night. I'm going to wrap up with that. Good night, everyone. Good luck. Be smart with your money and make some money this week.
Yep.
Later, everybody. Go Bears.
Peace out, everyone.